everyone, and welcome back. Game number 2 is in the books. We enter in to the final 2 matches of not just the day, but of the entirety of Stage 2, which will decide what 9 teams are going to be moving on up or back into the PELC for Phase 1 of 2020, the new year, the first phase of Year 2 PUBG, and 9 of these teams are going to be involved in it. What 9 teams? Well, some of them are fairly secured, but some not so much. As we continue to look at the leaderboards and how they progressed, Fight Club have all but stamped that ticket into the PELC for Phase 1 of the next year. ADR Farmers looking pretty good. Istanbul Wildcats as well. Some of our teams, though, as we move our way down, are very dangerously on the cusp of falling out of qualification, or very awesomely right on the cusp of getting into qualification. It's going to be neck and neck here as we enter into game number 3, the penultimate game of the day, where, guys, I'm just going to say it. I don't think I'm lying here. I don't think I'm misleading you. I believe we're going into Erangel. 2 rounds of Erangel to end out the day. I hope that's the case, because I would have misled you now 2 days in a row, possibly even 3 days in a row. We'll see how that goes. Again, your leaderboards, your kills, you're getting, a more in-depth look at how these points are actually totaled up here in terms of placement and kill point distribution. Massive amount of kills. Fight Club was only able to, I believe, come up with 1 kill off of that previous game. So definitely a shift in terms of the kill performance we've seen off of that squad over the past few days. But yes, color me a truth teller. We are now entering into Erangel, our 3rd match of the day. And our 4th match of the day will be played on this map as well. So teams will have a slight bit of familiarity or comfortability moving into the 4th round of the day if they see something here in this match that shakes things up a little bit. Plane path coming out of the northwestern side of the map will be taking a nice angle, not too steep, down towards the southeast. The really only cut off part of the map based off of this path is going to be the northeastern side of things, where outside of Severny, outside of Yasnaya, we don't really have too many teams stretching up towards Kameshki or Stalber. And with that, all of our players have now been kicked out of the cargo hold of the plane, will be sent down to the ground to put into full effect those strategies that they've been honing over the last few days, over the last few months, or possibly even the last year or 2 of competitive PUBG, to get to this stage in the game and not stop here. Again, this is the path to pro for these squads. Once they get into the PELC, they don't want to stay there. No. They want to be working their way up to get onto one of those 16 booths inside of the arena in Berlin, Germany, where the PEL takes place. Phase number 1 going to be giving us a bit of a show here to kick off this game. Down to the far southeast, it will be popping, centered a little bit north, centered pretty much on the crossroads where the eastern bridge heads down to the south. So a crazy circle. It's all, but I'd say it's all but confirmed to be going down to Sosnovka unless we see a hard shift here in phase number 2 to go back up to the mainland. We'll have a better idea at that stage in the game, but until then, a few of these squads are going to have to hedge those bets. Are they going to fully commit down to Sosnovka, where no team has ended up dropping here in this match? And Fight Club is going to be one of the first squads to do so. Gifted going to be sent by his teammates who have that stretch along the southern coast favored over towards the west to reach down onto Sosnovka. And when they get there, they're going to find a very empty military island. HaKoHe, a team that currently sits in 4th place position, rolling into this match, will be sitting comfortably without any type of early game contest. Up here towards the northwest, a team that possibly has one of the farthest rotations left here on the map, down to the southeast into this first circle. It's going to be CrazyCrew. Preachers over in their known and loved Razak will not have anyone to worry about other than the Tony team, but this is a squad that they've been playing against over the last few days. They know that their rotation paths are going to be lining up when there is a southern circle like this. And so Preachers are going to have to adjust off of this, but it's not going to be a massive adjustment. I think it's one that they're going to be fairly comfortable in making. Rewap over here, North Georgia Bowl, is where the members of this Rewap squad are going to be holding on to. Guess who? The rest of the crew having a fairly good set of games. They currently sit in 7th place position. They've kind of been sliding, I guess, in between that 4th and 8th place position. They find themselves in 7th. They've got about a 13-point lead right now over those 8th and 9th place spots. So although not confirmed, not secured, they are going to be at least fairly comfortable in just trying to play static PUBG, trying to play their PUBG, their consistent PUBG. Early contest already going to be popping off here as Rizzle Fight Club is going to be spotted out. We saw Gifted make that first transition over to the Sosnovka Island area, but a few other members of Fight Club followed in suit. Hakkapeliittas is going to be rolling up to the compound just off of the Western Bridge, and will be forcing the presence of Fight Club out of dodge. A good disengage right there for Rizzle to get out of there before things really took a turn for the worse. Stellar will be reuniting off of this engagement a little bit down to the south, not too far disengaged off of this previous position on the map. We'll be holding on to the crossroads on the western side of Sosnovka. Other teams going to be positioning down here on the southern coast of the mainland of Erangel to at least either hold a coastal position and wait for phase 2 to pop to see where it's going to be going, if it's going to hard shift up towards the north, and at least allow the possibility of a mainland Erangel finish, or if it is going to confirm in phase 2 that we are going down to Sosnovka. Breachers pulling off of this. You see the rotation path they are going to be taking. They're rotating over towards the east before dropping down. They're not going to be directly dropping down to the south off of Razak. A good decision for them to make to avoid any type of parallel rotation with the members of Tony team. CrazyCrew, as they make their way down to the south, will be stopping off of the Harry Potter Hill just off the God compound to scout out a few of the other rotations that they had heard or possibly even seen in the distance. It's Royalty, our other squad in orange, that ends up crossing their path. ADR Farmers going to be holding up in Novo as Preachers continue on this path. They're entering into the northern part of phase number 1 with 3 minutes left on the board before the blue zone closes out phase 1 and pushes us into phase number 2. Stopping here on the hillside, possibly. No, not going to be stopping whatsoever. Intruders have made their way over to the southern part of the map. It took a boat across the channel to crash onto the cliffs and then make a landfall here as they roll into Grandma's house. This is one of the more popular positions that we see teams like to cross onto to get to Sosnovka Island, and will not be a bad position for the Intruders to hold on to for at least the next few minutes. Istanbul Wildcats going to be positioning, at least for right now, at the gas station. They're not going to be making the cross down to Sosnovka Island just yet. We'll be holding at the point just north of that, possibly looking to farm a few points off of teams rotating from the north. I mean, Istanbul Wildcats, they're all but secured here going into PELC for phase number 1 of next year. So now it comes down to, well, they can play a little bit more aggressively. They can play a little less conventionally than they would have over the first few days of the tournament. Royalty taking the boat out in the water, facing off against one of the supreme risks in doing so. A very big target, a very slow target in competitive matches means 100% accuracy on those shots. And that was all that was needed to explode that boat and send 2 of the members of Royalty hacking and thinking about next game. And then right after that, a little bit of karma comes out as Hawk runs over Mackenzie from Brute Force. Royalty has a quick chuckle in the kill feed, but then continues on to try to do something here in this game. Only going to have 2 members alive for that Royalty squad as a few other teams start to take pages out of that book and rotate with boats through the water. Those pilots pulling up here with a similar idea that Laza and the rest of the Istanbul Wildcats had, but they remain undetected, and popping out of the vehicle will be Rita immediately into the gunfire coming out of the M4 of Apocalypse. He's able to find the spray down, able to find the flush. Nades will fly now into the direction of the other members of Dose Pilots. 2 of them outside. Oh, that nade is huge. Apocalypse comes up with yet again another one. What an incredible player coming off of this Istanbul Wildcat squad. time and time again throughout these matches have shown us that Hakkapeliittas is certainly the type of caliber of player that is looking to get in to the pro leagues, and certainly the Istanbul Wildcats as a squad are putting that same feel into effect. The knock hasn't been able to be secured right now. Hakkapeliittas made the smart move to pull back to the safety of at least one other teammate, Laza, to hold on to that bit of defilade as well as put a few more shots out. Oh no, HaKoHe going to be rolling right into the other members of Brute Force inside of the blue zone. A lot of the teams making these late rotations to try to get into this far southern circle are really being capitalized on this in their vulnerable spots. Brute Force was able to, I believe, recover. Oh man, I hope they were able to recover off of that. I'm not sure if, and we can't see right now if Mackenzie is alive. Mackenzie was the player that was run over by Hawk. Phase 2, hard shifts all the way down to the southwest. It will be confirming Ace's Novka military island finish here for game number 3, the penultimate match for stage 2 of the PELC promos. And teams are going to have to make those rotations now. If they were holding on to the cliffs, my eyes are going to be on how do the members of Dose Pilots and Istanbul Wildcats play off of this. They don't have too much time. They've still got a considerable amount of space to travel over to get inside of phase number 2. And a lot of pressure as well. It looks like the Istanbul Wildcats are going to have ample opportunity, though, to disengage in vehicles and continue on that rotation. No pressure going to be felt by the Dose Pilots at all. ADR Farmers going to be spotting out the members of Fight Club. Once again, going to be trying to rotate. I feel like Fight Club has just been everywhere on Sosnovka Island so far here in this game. They're continuing to be very mobile. And again, it's another clash between two of the top teams as far as kills are concerned. Observers giving us a beautiful look at what will never be claimed out here in the water. So much loot. So much loot. F's in chat, boys. F's in chat. Brute Force going to be rolling in here off of the western edge of the circle. Will be finding a nice entry after what has been a kind of chaotic early rotation. But they still have to continue to make their way further south, and it possibly is going to be in a boat. Yeah, they've been able to find a boat off of the small island here in the Ferry Pier area of town. Answering, the games have been great so far here on the day. I would definitely suggest you can go back here and watch the VOD, and you can fast forward through the games and everything like that. Go have some fun, but I think definitely the first 2 games here today are worth watching. We had some pretty incredible moments throughout both. Boris trying to push up here to the eastern bridge. They were hoping for an easy transition, but one they did not find, as the pressure is a little bit too much right here. Something devastatingly happening to the members of Stellar. Celis and Beamy going to be dropped down from some type of fall. Oh yeah, here on the cliffside, and unfortunately a very open and exposed cliffside, one that the members of Hakkapeliittas are going to be spotting out and should be easy kill confirmations. I mean, maybe not so easy. Wow. Okay. So if you don't understand what just happened right there, guys, Hakkapeliittas weren't able to land those shots, and Beamy doesn't give away the kill point. Beamy is able to kill himself. And unfortunately, so are 3 of the members of Level. They're going to be dropped out, and the water exploded, and the boat going down and out. Moonlight, the only remaining player of this Level squad. But yeah, I mean, that's really unfortunate right there. That could have been an easy double kill pickup for Hakkapeliittas. They really just had to shoot down bodies on the side of the hillside, and were not able to find more than one. Next circle shifts. It's going to be another hard shift in the exact same direction as the circle 1 to 2 transition that we just saw, forcing these teams down to the south. It will be including a significant amount of water off of the southern region of this circle as well. So squads are going to have to take this into consideration. It's not going to be the easiest game for all of these teams to work their way down to the southwest. Those pilots will be pushing off of this as well. 15 seconds or so on the clock until the blue zone for phase number 3 starts to push very rapidly from this far northeastern position. So those rotations definitely have to come out right now. They possibly could even be a few seconds too late without vehicles to assist in that. Rewap going to be holding on to Grandma's on the southwestern side of the Sosnovka military base, just off of their airfield. A good position for them to hold on to, one that sees usually a few teams trying to make rotations down that roadside. Up here to the northwest, not even secured inside of this phase 3 circle. It's going to be brute force. They were able to make their way down to the south. They had that boat off the ferry pier. But now on the southern island, on the military island, they are going to be facing off against the members of HaKoHe. Both teams trying to pull off of this as the fight breaks out inside of military proper. It's going to be the Tony team taking 2 casualties now. The bottom right-hand corner of your screen. As the fight continues to rage on, I believe that's going to be the Intruders pushing up on this, and they're going to be capitalizing it. Intruders find another top-tier squad elimination early on here in this match. Outgo the Tony team members in 16th place position. One last spray down going to be coming out. Preachers are able to come up on top of 1 kill from the members of HaKoHe as they try to pull off of that position down to the south as they enter in to phase number 3. They hold on to the north, and they can look back up even further north to try to get a little bit of revenge onto the squad that just took out their teammate. Boris going to be rolling over the hillside trying to get out of the blue zone, but will be also crossing the paths of the Preachers. I wouldn't be surprised in the kill feed. Yes, there it is. perfectgod does get downed and flushed by Selfish of the Preachers as a fight breaks out here on the southern cliffs of Sosnovka Island. Loud honks coming in. Oh, there it is. There it is. You didn't see it as a big picture, but you did see it in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. The loud honks come in, and the roadkill is put into full effect. CrazyCrew going to be eliminated by BSD and the rest of the Istanbul Wildcats, working with 2 members alive. A nice set of kills that the Wildcats are finally going to be able to pick up here in this match. Circle continues to be very emotional, this circle, right? Shifting all the way down to the southwest multiple times, and now back up towards the northeast we go, towards Sosnovka military base. Extends the rest of Boris, going to be held inside of one of the garages here, facing off against 2 different squads. Level, their solo player, Moonlight, off of that massive disaster inside of the ocean, will be wiped out by the blue zone. 13 teams going to be remaining here, just past the 15-minute mark of this game. Rekorder Intruders. Oh, Pola goes down to the blue zone. Out goes another member of Dos Pilots. Legendary, however, for the Preachers will be tagged down by the Intruders inside of this compound. Nailcop peeks out, is able to find another member of Boris. The Intruders having a hell of a field day here inside of Sosnovka Island, but have to be careful because the pressure is mounting a little bit too much than they can handle. In come the Preachers, third partying, able to find a connection. Rekorder and Mkaelovich trying to stay alive, but Diego was pushing up. Rekorder gets dropped down. Mkaelovich is able to find the spray down, the headshot with the M416, and a nade to end it all comes out. The Intruders will be exiting out of the game with an explosion in 13th place position. 12 teams going to be left alive here, but the Preachers aren't out of it just yet. Neither is Boris. Mkaelovich and the rest of the squad, possibly just him. Yes, just him, a solo player, has to find a way to get inside of this circle. They currently sit about 10 to 15 meters outside of the edge with a few more nades coming in. Will be trying to make that push. They knew it was going to be a last-ditch effort, and unfortunately will be going out. Accordingly, down goes Mkaelovich, down goes Boris in 12th place position. 11 teams remain, 32 players alive. As we get closer and closer to the 20-minute mark, Lazy, a nice nade coming in. And the third party as well. Dos Pilots come in here huge. They're able to find the knock onto Diego. The flush comes in as well. Lipsin with the SKS puts on massive pressure. Too many smokes going to be blocking off the vision for Lazy to work off of. And seeing in the kill feed that another team had engaged onto this squad of the Preachers, well, I wouldn't be surprised to see HaKoHe pull off entirely and just move their way over along the northwestern side of the circle. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen, ADR Farmer's going to be pushing up onto Royalty. They find the spray down onto the solo member left for that squad. Jesse gets flushed out of the game by Flamyy with the M416. 9 teams now remaining. Teams are beginning to drop like flies here as we reach the boiling point of these Erangel matches. Smoke's coming out for the members of Dos Pilots to try to advance this position. Lipsin and his teammate playing off a little bit split to create different angles, different opportunities of approach on top of this HaKoHe squad. Phase number 5 is going to be popping here in just a few seconds and give us a better idea of how the late game is going to go, and kind of a tough circle to play off of. The airfield going to be certainly implicated. A majority of the territory north of the road, the northern half of the circle, will be pretty much wide open. A few bits of cover for maybe 1, maybe 2 teams to find, but not much. Down to the south, a bit of a different story. It's really just going to be trees, maybe a slight dip, a slight bowl for these teams to hug off of, but not much, as teams are already starting to recognize. Myca going to be dropped down for ADR Farmers by HalloSenpai. Brute Force and Triquo going to be following thereafter. Brute Force being very, very powerful here in this current position off the southwestern edge of phase number 5. AmerouuS, mini 14 shots. Brute Force is in a 2-2 split right now. 2 members down the hillside. They've got, I believe, a pinch currently held onto the ADR Farmers, and we're able to find a knock there. Flamyy goes down. Anonymous is going to be in a position to continue to stay alive and try to get to the next bit of cover. And spotted AmerouuS. There it is. The Mini 14 comes out for one of the top players from this Brute Force squad. With a few more taps, we'll be finding the elimination on not just the player, not just Anonymous, but also the entirety of the ADR Farmer squad. Out they go in 9th place position. Top 8 teams have been secured here, at least for placement points. Moleman going to be knocked down inside of the engine, inside of the airfield, as Kaz, his teammate, tries to pick him back up, tries to maintain a 2-man presence here on the map. Those pilots slowly but surely working their way up off of the already taken path that HaKoHe pushed off on to begin with when Dos Pilots were engaged with Boris. Now with that little bit of room to work off of, you see Lazy looking this direction. Shots already going to be starting to come out from multiple different squads, and it is none other than Yuang of Rewap that ends up finding a beautiful knock right there. Trades coming back out between those 2 squads, HaKoHe and Dos Pilots, but it ends up being the Dos Pilots that walk out eliminated from the game. Stellar picks up 1 kill from that third-party engagement. Istanbul Wildcats going to be dropping out of the match very quickly thereafter in 7th place position. 1 player left on their feet for Hakkapeliittas. staXx going to be bleeding out. Patrick will be attempting a big play here to try to keep their squad with 2 alive to improve their chances of getting into the top 3, possibly even the top 2, if they can hack it. No pun intended. No pun intended. Bizzle and the rest of the Fight Club squad, though, they're rotating over here from what was previously the southeastern edge of the Phase 5 circle. Now going to be shifted. We're going north. The trend back up to the northern side of things sees Stellar very heavily favored by this circle. However, with only 2 alive, this is going to be a tough position to try to play off of, which is why you see them split right now. Insurance policies to hold different angles on what's going to be rotating up from the south. Fight Club going to be starting to get the vehicles prepped and ready for this rotation up towards the north. A fast rotation is what they need to make, or else suffer casualties from the likes of multiple other squads that are eyeing this exact same rotation. HaKoHe has been able to at least hold on to the northern side of the zone for a few minutes, but in this Phase 6 shift have found themselves having to come out of cover into the wide open before they find their next bit of cover across the airfield. It's not going to be easy for them, and Fight Club is now pushed off of their southern position right in. Oh, no, to the members of Hakkapeliittas. Hakkapeliittas not able to make that last stand. ZorF out of the U.S. as quickly as he flew in there and capitalizes on it. What a power play coming out for Fight Club right there. That's confidence if I've ever seen it. HaKoHe does go down and out in 5th place position to the hands of Rewap. Guess who? Able to find a kill in that fight. Fight Club, though, rolls up on to the position currently held by HalloSenpai. The solo player for Brute Force is able to find one, looks for the spray down on the Rizzle, is not able to find it in the blue zone. Starts to put out that damage. Nades being prepped by both of these players, cooked a little bit longer by Fight. Oh, no. That's not what Fight Club wanted to have happen right there. The blue zone ends up taking out HalloSenpai. It's unfortunate, but they'll also likely be claiming 2 kills in the process because of it. Fight Club still has 2 members alive, though. They've been able to push up to the wall on the southern border of the airfield and maintain alive. Rizzle does go out to the blue zone. That is going to be the second kill picked up by HalloSenpai. So a great effort coming out from Brute Force before exiting out of this match. 3 teams going to be alive here. Stellar, they had 2 alive. Kaz going to be knocked down. Leaves Moleman as a solo player to look off towards this direction to see if they can't spot that rewap squad that is putting out significant amount of damage from the western side. Pinched in between, though, the 2 other members of Fight Club. They draw the pressure away from them. Fine and Rewap going to be working with 4 members alive here. They've got a significant numbers advantage over the rest of the lobby and will start to try to close this out. Yeah, guys, from all of the information that I've been told, from the information on the PUBG Esports website, it's the top 9 teams, not top 8, but top 9 teams that advanced to the PEL Contenders 2020 Phase 1. Final moment's going to be playing out here. Moleman gets spotted in the prone position through the grass. Good awareness coming out from Fine and Rewap to be able to find that solo player. But now going to be facing off against a duo of Fight Club, a 4v2 scenario. You know, normally I would say that Fight Club will have a pretty good chance to contest this, but they've already suffered multiple knocks. They've been through thick and thin to get here. Oh, the aggression coming out from the members of Rewap. You gotta love the buggy play right there, but it didn't play out the way that Magebane was expecting it to. The rolling turret came out in full effect, and I applaud the effort. 100%, guys, applaud the effort. Clip it. That was a great moment right there. And oh, that could have been so awesome if they were able to find that. But in that numbers advantage, I guess, sure, you can have a little bit of fun. But ZorF ends up finding the kill. Now in a 1v3 scenario, tries to find the final kill. It's going to be Rewap that ends up with walking away with the chicken dinner. I'm still impressed by that play coming out of Magebane right there. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to them for giving us that bit of entertainment. And a huge game as well coming up from Rewap, taking away the chicken dinner in a massive set of kills as well. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you win a game in style. Magebane, practice it a little bit more, and we'll get it. Or maybe not even practice it. I feel like you have practiced it. Maybe just keep doing it in games, and one of these days we'll be able to get an epic highlight clip from it. But good job all around from all of our 16 teams here. This was not an easy round of Erangel. These shifts were incredibly dramatic and polarized throughout the entirety of the game. We saw Southwestern hard shift, Southwestern hard shift, Northeastern hard shift, Northeastern hard shift, and it really threw these teams for a bit of a loop. So big shout outs and nice tries to these teams for trying to work their way through it. Unfortunately, the name of the game is PUBG, and only one team can walk away with the chicken, and this time around, it was Rewap. Looking through these highlights, it just goes to show how chaotic this game was, especially inside of the Sosnovka military base. Wasn't easy for these teams to walk around. Guys, I want to thank you so much for coming out here throughout not just stage number 2, the last 3.5 days of gameplay, but also stage number 1 as well. This has been a marathon of a tournament that at least 8 of the teams here in the lobby have been playing a hell of a lot of PUBG to try to find their way in to phase number 1 of 2020 for the PELC. After this game, we've got one more match, the final match, guys, where it is all on the line. We'll get a good idea after these replays of where these teams sit on the leaderboards and what they're going to have to do. There's going to be no question, now that this penultimate game has ended, as to what these teams are going to have to put together to either maintain their qualification into the PELC for 2020 or reach into those top 9 spots. Let's take a look at how the points shaped up here for match number 15. Multiple maybe even our most amount of squads walking away with 0 points from this round. Royalty, Level, CrazyCrew, and Tony Team. I mean, if you think back to it, these are squads that took massive casualties in very exposed areas. Specifically, I believe it was Royal that lost 3 in the boat. And then I believe Moonlight was the remaining player of that squad to go out to the blue zone. It just was a very, very tough game. As we continue to go up, though, no teams with 1 point. It skips right away over to 2 points and then climbs up from there. Very heavily, though, weighted towards the top. Our top 3 teams, Rewop, Fight Club, and Brute Force, from that match walking away with 18, 12, and 12 points respectively. Stellar coming in 4th place of points from this round with 8. Hakkapeliittas was 6th, and then it trickles down, of course, from there. But a good point grab for Rewop. That's going to be the significant performance they needed in this second to last game to feel pretty comfortable rolling into this final match of stage number 2. A few other teams, though, as we tally these totals up for the 15 matches that have been played out, we'll have some other things to worry about. Let's take a look, though, before we do so, at the damage, kill leaders, and then the head-to-heads from this round. BSD, again, has been a breakout player for the Istanbul Wildcats throughout this tournament. No surprise to see them at the top of ADR from that round. HalloSenpai and ZorF, as well as Yuhang of Brute Force Fight Club and Rewop, going to be tied at 4 kills each from this round. So we didn't break over that 5 kill number for one individual player from this match, but it was a very good mix of kills spread out among the entire lobby. Brute Force head-to-head with Fight Club, significant damage, both breaking over 1k damage from that round, both picking up 12 points as well. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. The leaderboards going into the final game of stage number 2. We already know. Fight Club, you're going. ADR Farmers, you're going. Istanbul Wildcats, you are going. Let's focus on the bottom part of the leaderboards, though, around 9th place. 8th and 9th, 83 points held by Brute Force in 8th. 75 points held by the Preachers in 9th. That quickly is to be closed out, though, by some of these squads here in 10th, 11th. 12th is a bit of a stretch, but 10th and 11th, CrazyCrew and Hakkapeliittas, they have a hell of an opportunity rolling into this final match to put up. I mean, here's the thing. They don't even need a lot of points. They don't even need a lot of points here. CrazyCrew really only needs 10 points. CrazyCrew really only needs 10 points, I believe. Hakkapeliittas, they're going to need a little bit more than that. A big win, but CrazyCrew and Preachers and Brute Force, our eyes are going to be on that squad rolling into the final game of the day, which is going to be played on Erangel. Guys, I hope you have all enjoyed the tournament so far. It's been a blast to watch. It's been a blast to cast. And it's been a pleasure to hang out here with you guys. If you don't know me, my name is Esquire. I'm one of the pro scene casters for PUBG. Have been for about 2.5 years now and absolutely love it. Check me out, guys, on Twitter and Instagram at TheRealESQ. But now, without further ado, let's send you off into the break. Grab that drink, grab that quick snack. We are not starting at 30 after the hour. We are probably going to be starting in less than 5 minutes. So don't touch that browser. Make sure to get back in that seat for the final game, the championship game of the PELC promos.